Alright, what is up YouTube? Justin here, back with another Dev Diary update video for Holy Fury. Notice I did not do one last week. That's just because time got away from me, so I apologize. But I feel like as long as I get one every 2 weeks, it's not the end of the world. Anyway, there were two different things that came out, and actually they kind of go together well. Yeah, every time I do another one of these, I'm like, look at all the cool stuff they just added today. I mean, even looking back at old Dev Diary videos, I'm like, or not Dev Diary videos, but Developer Diaries, I'm like, oh my goodness, cool, awesome. But this one, I'm still rolling around, so happy about. Anyway, the first thing we're gonna talk about is the fact that you can now sway or antagonize characters, which I am actually completely okay with. It gives you a little bit more dynamic than person's now my rival. I guess they hate me for all eternity now. Or, person's my friend. That's great. I don't know how that happened, but okay. It just kind of happened. So, it is kind of nice that now you have the chance to sway or antagonize a character. Just to note, sway and antagonize are literally just exact opposites of each other. So the one, you're making them more your friend. The other one, you make them more your enemy. The sway one, if you do it long enough, you can make them your friend. And the antagonize, you can make them your rival. In fact, you can sway someone all the way to rival and duel them. So there's that. But there are a lot of different little traits you can do. The sway, I'm kind of scrolling around, just kind of giving you guys a little bit of stuff to look at. The sway one has to do with your diplomacy, while antagonize has to do with your intrigue. So if your person's terrible at intrigue, probably not going to antagonize someone too much. They might just be annoyed at you. And if you don't have good diplomacy, you're probably not going to sway them. Also, the ability to sway or antagonize someone depends on your traits. For example, if you're honest and they're deceitful, or you're a coward and they're brave, you're going to have a harder time swaying them, but you might have an easier time antagonizing them. Also, if you have certain things like cruel or greedy or things like that, you might be able to antagonize them even more because you can do certain things that, like, you might steal their money or something. I don't know. Like, there's a bunch of little things like that that you can actually do. It's kind of fun. They're turning it into more of an RPG. And in fact, the next section even does a little bit more like that. I think the coolest part about this is, like, they've changed some of the text and stuff and a lot of the options now, because it depends on what their traits are and what your traits are when it comes to what you're going to do to sway or antagonize them. So, and they have a whole bunch of flavors and stuff like that. It actually says with antagonize, you can destabilize someone's realm or make them go crazy. So, just keep that in mind when you're trying to sway or antagonize someone. You can make them go crazy, or you can make them fall hopelessly in love with you. You can probably get someone to go gay for you if you really wanted. I think that would actually be really funny. I kind of want to do that now. The other thing, this Come Fight Me one. This is the brand new one, just came out. I want to say yesterday at 9:35. This one has a lot of portraits and text, which I like the artwork right now. So I'm going to try to scroll a little bit more to keep this one up. But just to note, they have changed the combat. Again, they've changed how the combat modifier works for your character. So his dueling ability and his fighting ability. It's actually on a scale of 0 to 100, and if your guy's bedridden and stuff, he can actually go all the way down to, like, you know, negatives, because he's crippled and missing both his legs and sitting in bed in a coma. He has negative ability to fight you. So, just to note, they have modified that combat modifier, and as such, it does determine, it's a little bit more fluid how your battles are going to happen, whether it be in the field or whether it just be a duel. They have also made it where the battles are much more dynamic. This is definitely where I'm getting the RPG vibe. Your battles now you have options. So before, they're trying to encourage you to actually use your king in battle. Because before you put your king in battle, there's like a 50% chance he's going to get clunked on the head and die or become incapable. Now, in your battles, you don't have to do that. Like this one right here. Their person is fighting and they like, no, I am actually not going to die, or I'm going to go duel so-and-so, or, you know, the middle road where it's like, you know, I'm just going to keep fighting and doing my thing. You can do things like that. And depending on the traits and stuff between you and other commanders, and, you know, your commanders and other commanders, determines what's actually happening in the fight. So, like, for example, I think this guy's Craven. So he's hiding behind a rock, disgracefully by his troops. Or he chose this option and is hiding. I'm going to go kill him. You can do that now. they're trying to make battles more memorable too in duels. So here's a couple more right here. This one's I think my favorite. I actually I died laughing this one. One thing that can happen is if you have a cat or a pet, they could follow you into battle. So this guy's cat ended up in his bag, and his cat has been murdered with an arrow. So that happened. So that can happen in your battle now. But again, you don't have to go duel. You can be a backseat commander and just be like, I don't care. It does also actually add a lot more flavor text to how your people are getting hurt. Or dying. So like this one says how this person died. This one says how this person died and what happened during the process. Another thing that I think I've already scrolled past it, but in your duels and stuff now, you also don't have to lose an arm or a leg or be crippled or wounded terribly. You can now just suffer like a black eye or a twisted ankle or, small things like that just go away after a few months. So just a note, that does happen. Scars and tattoos are dynamic now. They've changed the entire scarring system where it's like a 1 in 10 roll of what scars you can get, and the more you get scarred, the more horrific your face starts looking. So that's a thing. There's some of the temporary ones. Apparently they changed how hair lip works, but also, yeah, black eye, blood splatter, which means they were in a duel recently. He got a head injury. Freckles now appear. Apparently that was a hidden modifier before, and now it's much more obvious when your character has it. And then finally, the warrior lodges and stuff, they get tattoos and war paint, with the difference being war paint is temporary, you can wipe it off. Tattoos are permanent, and I think they give you modifiers in battle as well. It could be like, scaring someone or things like that. But they do give you effects, so just kind of cool that the warrior lodges can do all the tattoos and war paint stuff and just go run into battle like that. I do enjoy that. Also, one note, they don't mention this in this diary, but people in the comments notice it. Check out the Byzantines. Apparently, they're a new government type. It hasn't been shown anywhere yet. But if you look at the purpliness on this, it is not feudal. They're not feudal anymore. I think that's going to be interesting, seeing how that works out. But I think that's about it. I would check this one out. There's a lot of cool... they made it really dynamic, and they really want you to be able to... Well, first, they want you to be able to duel, because now you can duel in battles. Now you can duel other people if you make them, you antagonize them enough. You can hunt people down for your warrior lodge. You can get that 7 duels in one lifetime thing, which is great. You can actually do that now. But they have made this dynamic. So, like, this guy, I haven't looked at these at all, so I'm actually looking at this for the first time. This guy got a swollen ankle due to a thing. Battlefield betrayal. The enemy commander is swinging his axe, increasing his precision. I'm beginning to think I'll die here on the plains. Battlefield. Okay. Yeah, so look. Take me captive. I'll help you. Oh, I'm dead. Yeah, you have options of how to deal with this. Oh, yeah, I forgot. If you have your treasure and you have like a fancy sword or some armor or some trinkets, you can drop it and lose it in the battle, or you can use it to distract your enemy if they're greedy or things like that. Nope, another duel. Take the blade back. Yep, got a short sword. This guy is murdering people. So, yeah, they have a whole bunch of cool things that you can do now, and it's kind of great. I'm going to leave that one there. It is. The game is an RPG officially now. You can actually play as a derpy count and screw people over and go kill people in battles. It's kind of fun. I don't think they've changed up any more with the battle system. They don't really need to, I guess, but there are a couple things I kind of wish they would tweak. But alas, we'll see what they do. They're not done with this diary yet, or this DLC yet, so they're still working on it. But thank you all for watching. Again, I would recommend checking out this Dev Diary 100. This one actually is chock full of things, and it's really fun, actually, what they're showing off here. And again, the 99, this one right here, it's also good swaying and antagonizing, but I think this one's the hallmark of this week. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I'll see you on this next one. Bye-bye.